Masters season. I am Travis Master. I'm coming to you here live from, where are we? Nurburgring here. Our first qualifying session, or second, I should say, after pre-qual to get the field down to our intended size of 15 drivers. So we have our second qualifier here. Set the starting lineup. AJ Knickel, P2 in the points currently, is your first rated car on track, followed closely behind by Jamal Stallings, making his return to the series after a DNQ 2 weeks ago at Laguna Seca. Wasn't able to make it last week, unfortunately, but happy he's back here with us. Gabe Cazzola. Been waiting all season to say this. Gabe Cazzola finally makes a race for the team he owns, Turn 1 Autosport. So he's here with us today. And this is, wow, Rosario, right? I think this is Rosario. Let me pull it up. Still not 100% on his name. I think it's Rosario. It's Rosario or Roby Chad. One of the two. Luke Allen, Aiden McCarthy making his second start. Ridwan Hamza, your points leader. Stefan Roby Chad. Stefan is Frenchy. Alright, so yeah. Stefan Roby Chad. Joel Fabian. First time 2 T1A cars are in a race this season. George Onferio, P10. Riker Lummel. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer joins us. Teammate for AJ Knickel. First race of the season. Dylan Baum also made a race after not making a race in quite a while. He struggled with this race car, but made the race here today. Just barely, but you know, all that matters is he made it. Marcus Snow and Adam Pelk, last car on track. Adam, after his podium last week, him and Riker Lummel sat on the podium with Ridwan in the feature race, or I guess the only race last week, because just like this race, it's an endurance race. Yep, just only or two of them joined Ridwan on the podium. So meanwhile, go back up to AJ Knickel here. He's trying to chase down Ridwan for that points lead. Unfortunately, he ran out of fuel last week, so that doesn't really help his championship hopes. Lost a lot of points there at the end, especially with how Ridwan had spun and then drove his way back through the field with everybody fuel saving at the end. It was just this big cluster of chaos, and Ridwan was able to, even with the spin, to come out on top. Unfortunately, AJ was not one of the lucky ones. He didn't finish very well there. He fell back quite a few positions at the end, but hope to get back on track this week. Jamal Stallings actually has made pretty good pace on this lap, it seems like. He obviously backed off a little bit before the lap to give himself some room. It looks like he hasn't lost too much ground so far. So we'll see AJ Knickel coming to the chicane. Going to be the first one to set a lap. Like I said before, this is not the track we're using for the main race. This is just for qualifying, so it doesn't take, so it doesn't only give you one lap to get around. But we will be using the big old Nordschleife, I'm pretty sure, for the main race. I don't think it'll be the 24-hour version. AJ Knickel with a 156 flat. It's AJ Knickel's first time. That'll be the time everyone sets to beat. Aiden McCarthy goes P2 with a 157.2. And then Ridwan, by a half a tenth, overlaps AJ. Stefan slots into P3. So there's your top four in points. Top three, Stefan P4 in the standings right now. He's a little bit farther behind Fernando Rosario, who he's down in P6 behind Aiden McCarthy and Luke Allen. Luke Allen with a really solid lap, 57.2. Slid ahead of Mr. Fernando Rosario, and right behind Aiden McCarthy. Aiden McCarthy was leading late last week, had to come down the pit lane for fuel late, wasn't going to make it after not saving enough fuel, and it was really heartbreaking for him. That would have been his first win, but he's hoping to get back after it this week. Hopefully not have to save as much fuel. Oh, car off in the gravel. That looked like Gabe Cazzola. Not sure what happened there. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, P9 right now in his first GT7 race. His I think his entire league racing career, I think this is the first time he's played Gran Turismo, so see how he does here today, especially on the Nordschleife. You know, it's not a track that's very nice to beginners, so see how he is. But obviously, Jonathan, whatever you'd like to call him, not a newbie to league racing at all. He's won quite a few times here in ARC, won in several different disciplines, so it's going to be one to watch out for as the season progresses now that he's presumably AJ's teammate for the rest of the season. Back up front though, AJ's going to complete his second lap. No, he's going to dive into the pit lane for a new set of tires. See if Jamal follows him. He's also going to slide on in for a new set of softs. So first two cars on track, both going to take this chance to put on tires. Luke Allen also going to follow him in. I'm pretty sure that was Aiden behind. Nope, that's Fernando Rosario following him in. Looks like everybody's decided to come in. One of those not is Stefan, who's going to finish this lap, so presumably he's up on his time. We'll see where he is able to get up to. He clocks in 2/10 better, 156.3, but not enough to pass AJ or Ridwan. Still, within 3/10 of Ridwan is still pretty good, considering he still has not won a race day without winning yet this season. He's won at least one of these races, 3 straight feature wins on in the sprint feature days, and then won the endurance race last week. So see if he can keep that streak up tonight. It's Aiden McCarthy on his outlap. We'll see if we can find anyone not on their outlap. Jordan Ferrio, P6 right now. He actually hit a really good lap. He 157.3. Slot in ahead of Riker Lummel, your P3 finisher. He ran out of fuel coming out of the final corner while right ahead of Adam Pelk, and slot back into P3 last week, but still fantastic result for him. We'll watch Rosario come down here. He is also on an outlap, so he won't be finishing his lap this time by. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is on an outlap, though. He's right behind Jamal Stallings. See if he can improve on this. It's down to the hairpin he goes. Wide entry. 10th up right now. That would put him into P8. Almost, it might even put him up into P7. That'd be something special for Jonathan Jurgensmeyer if he can do that. So, he is one of the only cars on the track right now on a lap, I'm pretty sure. So just go back through, make sure we're not missing anyone. I've had a problem with this. So, yeah, him, Gabe Cazzola, 2 of the only cars, and George Onferio all on a lap. So we'll ride along with Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He's going to come into the chicane to end this lap. Jamal Stallings, AJ Knickle, both going to be starting their laps right ahead of him, so hope they don't impede him. See if George finishes this lap. He is going to. He doesn't die for the pit lane, so presumably he is also up on his lap time. We'll see by how much. Takes a little bit of a diamond arc into that corner. Off the final corner to the line. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer moves up to P4. 5/10 up at 156.9. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer starting his stuff here. The Team 44R driver is. That was a great lap from him. Back to George Onferio. See where he can slot in on his lap time. Wasn't as fast as his first lap, or I guess second. He's still P7, but Jonathan Jurgensmeyer with just a flyer of a lap. Really impressive stuff. As Ridwan, your provisional pole setter right now, is, I don't know if that was lag on him or me. Hopefully not me. That would be unfortunate. But back up to AJ Knickle, who I think he's going to be one of the first people on a lap, if I'm correct. We'll go back to Gabe Cazzola because I know he was also on a lap. Doesn't look like he was able to improve on that. So yeah, I think it's AJ Knickle. So we'll go back to our P2 in points. AJ Knickle, he's running quite low on fuel, so 2/10 up through that sector. Oh, AJ Knickle might have a pole run in store for us here. He's only a 1/2 tenth down on Ridwan as they run, so he doesn't need much here. Coming back to the right-hander, up onto the run before the chicane. Still a 10th up. That would still put him on pole. He needs to keep this 10th he has, though. Doesn't want to give too much of a gap to Ridwan for him to come back at him. Aiden McCarthy, while we're talking about AJ Knickle, with the P3, jump back ahead of Jurg and Roby Chad. So great lap from him once again, showing that he's got the pace to get up here and fight with the championship hopefuls. It's AJ Knickle out of the final corner. We'll see if he can go to the pole position. He will. 2.5 tenths goes AJ Knickle. What a lap from him, as we'll go back now. Where is he? Ridwan Hamza. See if he can improve on his lap time. Rosario moves up on his. Stefan Robichad even went up on his, but not enough to improve position, it looks like. Looks like Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. We've hit the 10-minute mark, so these laps will be the final laps for Ridwan. He wants this pole position. He's got to get it here through these final few corners. Final corner, I should just say. Lost track of where he was on track. Ridwan at the line. Can he take the pole position back? He can't. AJ Knickle, unless someone shocking takes it from him, is going to be your pole sitter here for the Nurburgring Grand Prix, whatever you would like to call it. Looks like he is going to sit on pole. I don't think anyone's going to have anything to say about that. I'm trying to look through the field. Adam Pelk's still on a lap time. Marcus Snow coming across the line. He doesn't improve. I guess we'll watch Adam Pelk here come across the line. He's P10 right now. Out of the final corner. See if he can improve on his lap time. He will not. Alright, I think that does it for qualifying here. AJ can nickel. Oh, nope, sorry. DIVEBOMB is also on a lap. We'll see if he can improve. He's a little bit out of control. Can't really tell with the lag if that is just out of control or not. But through the final corner, it's not going to be anywhere near, I think, anyone's pace, unfortunately. Yeah, so our final lap time isn't going to affect much of the order, but AJ Knickel takes pole here, trying to gain all the points he lost at Spa. AJ Knickel with a great time, a 1:55.7. It's one of a few people to get into the 55s. I don't think Aiden McCarthy was able to. I can't really tell because it wasn't on his lap time. But AJ Knickel will lead us off the standing start grid. He's P1, Ridwan P2, so inverse of our championship standings. And then Aiden McCarthy P3 after his heartbreak at Spa. Stefan Robichad trying to reel in P3. Fernando Rosario in points will start P4. Riker Lummel backing up his podium finish with a P5 start. Missed that, unfortunately, but still great job by Riker to put it P5. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer again, one of his first races on Gran Turismo, if not his first, goes P6. Luke Allen P7. Rosario P8. George Onferio P9. Adam Pelk, like I said, he's way better in race pace than he is qualifying pace. Just trust me, he'll be up there at least top 6. But he starts P10 on the grid. Jamal Stallings P11, Marcus Snow P12, Fidel Fabian, Gabe Cazzola, T1A Autosport teammate, or Turn 1 Autosport teammates P13, P14, and DIVEBOMB will round out the grid in P15. So we'll switch over to the Nordschleife here, and then we'll set the grid. We'll get going for the main race. 8-lap race after a 10-lap qualifying. So we'll hope to get that underway. Like I've had a few times, struggling to find a something to talk about, unfortunately. Guess we could run through the points a little bit. I pretty much said it all that needs to be said. I mean, Ridwan, he's got a 144 point lead over AJ Knickel. So he's hoping to keep that all to himself. He doesn't really have to do much. He just has to be within AJ Knickel's finishing result. He doesn't really even have to win from here on out. He's just got to finish close enough to AJ. Thoughts? Jonathan Jurgensmeyer says, I'm impressed. That's my thoughts, Jurg. But like I said, AJ, he's got some serious digging to do if he wants to get back into this championship. Rosario, he's starting to fall back a little bit too. He's quick maths. That's 40. He's about 60 points out of it as well. It is 60 exactly. He's also going to need to start rolling off some results here if he wants back in this championship fight. Anybody else, I just don't really see it, unfortunately. Robichad is about 80 points back, and he doesn't really have that much of a chance. And everybody else just, fortunately, I have to say, it just does not have a chance to win this championship now. Keenan Kimber, Adam Pelk, Riker Lummel, Tyler Heff, all just, unfortunately, too far out of it. But still, races are to be won, so they can still show up, try and win some races, try and add to their ARC stats, their aura, if you will. That's about it, though. Looks like we got the starting to get the settings changed. Oh, so yeah, I think it's, I can't see. Okay, yeah, so it's the 24-hour version, not the Nordschleife. Yeah, just patiently waiting here for the main to start. Your second endurance race of the season. I'm pretty sure it might even be the last. I have to take a look at the schedule. Like I said, waiting for the grid to be set, and then we'll be able to get this thing rolling, hopefully. Alright, here we go. About 3 seconds until we get underway here. The 5th round of the Group 3 Masters Tournament. Hit the spectate button. Be good to go here. Alright. I don't know why it has Georgian Ferrio as the leader, but that's fine. Alright. Red lights up. 4, 5 red lights. We are off and away. AJ Knickel gets a great start. See if Ridwan can answer back to that. AJ gonna cover off the inside, entering the first corner. Ridwan has nothing he can do about that. Gonna send it off the outside. AJ, not gonna happen. Might have had a little bit of contact there with Aiden with the lag. Doesn't look like he did. AJ a little bit loose. Oh, a car around. I think that was Rosario or Roby Chad. One of the two. Looks like they got into each other. Roby Chad around in the first corner. That's not gonna help his championship at all. But top 3 stay the same. Aiden McCarthy with a really solid start to cover off P3. Riker Lomo gains a position thanks to that spin. P4 back in the pack. Another car goes off. That's Luke Allen. Luke Allen might have had some help there. It looked like breaking into that corner. Might have gotten punted from behind. Back up here, Dylan Baum trying to fight for P10. Doesn't look like that's going to work though. Back up near the front. Ridwan has lost touch with AJ just a little bit, about 8/10 back now. He's got to worry about Aiden McCarthy too. Doesn't want Aiden to get too close. So, besides the top 3, they have completely pulled away from the rest of the pack. Riker Lummel, Fernando Rosario, both lost touch with these two. So Rosario tries to chase down Riker Lummel. Adam Pelk looking to the inside of Jamal Stallings, entering this corner. Might have made a little contact there with Jamal there. I think he definitely did actually. He'll take that position away. He gets his elbows out a little bit. Now both T1A cars trying to follow him through, and they are both going to get by Jamal Stallings. Jamal sends it up the inside in the chicane. Not the greatest place for a pass. It might not be a chicane anymore. It's not. All right, I'm wrong. Sorry. But T1A, P7, P8 right now after getting by Jamal Stallings. Back here, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer did not get a good start from P6. He's back in P12, lost 6 positions there. He'll be fighting to get that back for the rest of the race. There's not a lot of sections in this track to pass. I got a few straightaways to work past some people. But besides that, it's going to be really, really, really tough. It's Riker Lummel, P4, trying to hold off the charge from Rosario. He's got Adam Pelk. Like I said, Adam Pelk, he's just got some stellar race pace this season. Not really sure if it's just this car that he's meshing with really well, or just he's just found something in between the seasons that he likes. But Adam Pelk, he's really impressed me this season. He's been up here with all the really good drivers in this series, and now he's trying to fight for P5. Trying to even run back his podium from last week at Spa. He's going to look to the left-hand side of Fernando, thinks better of it. slots back in line. A really long straightaway here. Could have been a good passing opportunity, but couldn't find a place to get by. But still, these three have even pulled away from P7, Gabe Cazzola, who got by his teammate at some point. Gabe Cazzola in his first race, showing some muscle, as it looks like Aiden McCarthy had an issue, as he's back into P5 now. He let Adam Pelk get by both. So Adam Pelk got a little 2-for-1 there with a little bit of a mistake from Aiden McCarthy, who fell from P3 to P6. Not sure what happened to Aiden, but it's pretty significant, as now Adam Pelk looking for that final podium spot, like I said, looking for P3. And he's just going to take it away from Riker Lummel. So Adam Pelk from P10 to P3 on the first lap. Just some really, really fantastic stuff there from Adam. Because now he'll try and pull away from this little group that they have started. Gabe Cazzola slowly reeling in these guys thanks to them battling. He's about a second and a half back from Aiden now. Even though he hasn't shown a qualifying pace at all this year, as it has been known that he has not made a race until this very one. He's got some good race paces. Aiden McCarthy might have gotten into the wall when we were talking about Gabe there. Looked like he did at least. Gabe gained a lot more time. Oh, and then Gabe gets off into the grass, and he's going to lose a boatload of time there. But like I said, there's a lot of time to regain that time. So he doesn't have to worry about it much. Adam Pelk starting to pull away. He got by Riker Lummel, and then Riker Lummel got passed by Fernando. And then Riker, he's going to have to fend off Aiden now as he goes really wide. Got into the wall, I'm pretty sure. Not great for Riker. As he tries to stop the bleeding a little bit here. Back to P5 once again. So these guys really, really far behind the leaders. Even Ridwan, I don't know, Ridwan's still up there. All right, so the top two completely gone from the rest of the field. 5 seconds up on Adam Pelk, P3. So unless there's a massive, massive crash that causes a safety car, which I do not expect this race. Track's too big for a safety car. I don't see any way that these two will be caught without a mistake from either one of them. And Ridwan hasn't made that many mistakes this year. It's usually been in the sprint races that he makes those mistakes, not in the features or endurance races. It's usually been someone else getting into him, so I don't expect that from him. AJ Knickel even, he hasn't made too many mistakes, if any, this year, so I don't think you're gonna see any from them. So they just continue to pull away, as Adam might have made a mistake, as he's now 2.5 seconds back from Fernando, who took away P3. Even farther back is Riker Lummel in P5. Gabe Cazzola got around Aiden McCarthy for P6, as Aiden is stopped. Aiden lagged out, or left. I'm not sure what happened there, but that is unfortunate for Aiden McCarthy, as he's going to come home with a P15 finish. That is not how he wanted to end his race, I'm sure, but Gabe Cazzola up to P6 now from his P14 starting spot. About as impressive as Jonathan Jurgensmeyer's qualifying effort is this. Him and Adam drove their way through the field on that start. Adam kind of in a world of his own right now. He's about 2 seconds to the nearest car, both behind and in front, so not a lot going on. As he gets into the wall, off into the grass, big mistake from Adam there. That's going to help Riker gain some time back, about a second. So these guys closing in on that really, really long straightaway. Big passing opportunity for cars that have that low downforce setup in. See if anyone takes advantage of that down the straightaway. Just a few more corners, and then AJ be presumably under attack from Ridwan. I don't know. AJ has shown though, Spa especially, that he has straight line speed in this race car, the Supra. So we'll see if that's the same here at Nurburgring. So they've got about 3 more corners until that straightaway. So we keep on riding along with them. Luke Allen, I failed to mention until now, after that spin on lap 1 that sent him into P15, he's all the way back up to P7. So great recovery from Luke Allen. So he's had his struggles this year, but he's trying to make a comeback here. Yes. Ridwan got a really good exit there. Actually, I was really impressed with that. Didn't think he would get that big of an exit. Now he's going to have a huge run on AJ Knickel. He's going to dart to his right-hand side. AJ covers that off. Not enough. Ridwan takes a small peek at it again as they go down the straightaway. Ridwan all over his rear wing. So now they're basically in the final gear, top speed. Will Ridwan be able to make a move? He looks to the left-hand side of Knickel. They're going to be side by side. Entering, oh man, still a long straightaway left. Long part of the straightaway left, I should see. As you see back there, Adam Pelkin, Fernando side by side. And now they're going to have to get racy here. So they go side by side. Ridwan backs out of it. He gives AJ the position back. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Ridwan has the straight line speed that AJ does. So he's going to have to find another way to pass. Hard braking zone maybe, especially this one into turn one as he looks to the right-hand side. AJ is going to cover it off or try as best as he can to pin him to that inside. And then they brake hard. Is it? Is this a safety car? I think it is. All right. I think we have a safety car. I'm not sure what for as DIVEBomb is going backwards around the racetrack. All right. That's interesting, but I think this is our fourth safety car of the season. Didn't expect that here at this racetrack. Really, really big racetrack, 8-minute lap times. So not sure what this is all about. But everyone going real slow, 20 miles per hour. So DIVEBomb's in his own little world in the final corner. Oh, we're bouncing off each other. Okay. But like I said, really slow. Oh my goodness, bouncing off each other. Not sure who the safety car was for. It looks like it might have been Marcus Snow. It looks like he's got some serious damage to the front end of that car. Marcus Snow probably was involved in that if I had to guess. It's interesting. So we wait for the field to get back going here. Did AJ disconnect? Nope. Looks like a lobby reset. Alright, well, that's great. Oh, man. Alright, well. I guess we'll just get a DIVEBomb smoke show here. It's unfortunate. Let's see if we can get any info on why the race reset happened. It looks like the fuel consumption was a little bit messed up there, so we'll be cutting a lap off of this race, so we'll go to 7 laps, and then so we're resetting the fuel consumption. That's what was wrong with the lobby for cause for the race reset there. So cut 1 lap off and then get back going. Oh, all right. Let's see, is it gonna be a rolling start or stand? Looks like we're going to be restarting with a standing start. Alrighty. Well, unfortunate for the, oh, I got PM, looks like, yep, fuel setting. Yeah, alright, it was AJ PMing me as well. Yep, 7 laps, race reset. Alright. Oh no, it's rolling. Alright. Rolling start, 7 laps. Fuel consumption hopefully correct this time. Let's back out here and see if we can get the lobby. Hopefully we can get in here. It's not showing. All right, there we go. All right, so rolling start from where we were at the time. So I guess that's technically, I guess that'd be a safety car. So I'm just gonna count it as a safety car. So fourth of the season, this time for a little bit of a lobby mistake. Happens to the best of them, so not really too worried about that. It's all right. So but still, we're gonna start with how many laps we have completed so far. So 7 laps. So we'll get back going underway here. We're patiently waiting. Very patiently. Probably shouldn't do that. It's probably copyrighted music. That's it's my bad. My fault. See, I think that's DIVEBOMB doing burnouts there and in the first corner. You can watch that. See the smoke. Alright, here we go. Well, don't really have to get ready because we won't be going off the start. We'll just be getting ordered. We'll be good to go, hopefully. Oh, sorry. Alright. There we go. Alright. We're all back and ready. So we roll. Oh, it's rolling. Alright, so no, it is rolling. Alright, so no standing starts, but a rolling start here. So we complete the first, I guess technically complete the first lap of the race. AJ Nickel still with the lead. Ridwan gets off the start and everyone's just going to slot in line here. Gabe Gazzola actually under attack from Luke Allen, who just outbrakes him. Jeez. But Gabe Gazzola gets the runoff, goes a little bit wide trying to avoid Riker Lummel. Now Luke trying to take advantage of Riker. Not going to happen though. But in the back of the pack, looks like Jonathan Jurgensmeyer had a much better start this go around. He's up the P8 off that rolling start, restart, whatever you'd like to call it. Gabe Gazzola, Luke Allen back side by side. Gabe trying to take back P6, he will. Now Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, does he look up the inside for P7? Not going to be close enough. Keep P8 right now. Fidel Fabian on his rear wing. Oh, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. No, that was Fidel Fabian. Wait, yeah, Fidel Fabian went around off the throttle there. Not sure what happened. I don't think he got any help. Saw one of the T1A cars go around and wasn't sure who it was at first. But back up at the front, Ridwan and AJ doing their best to pull away once again. Fernando trying not to let that happen this time. He's got Adam Pelk not too far behind as well. Riker Lummel, he's got to pick up the pace if he doesn't want to lose the top four. Same with Gazzola, Allen, and Jurgensmeyer. even Stallings and Orfario? I think it's Orfario. I'm not really sure. Orfanio? I don't want to butcher it. I feel bad. But he's P10. Rounds out your top 10 right now. Striker Lummel trying to pull that gap on Gabe Cazzola to keep P5. Gabe, he's shown that he can, as long as he makes these races, he might be able to fight for top 5s, which is something, man. He's just got to figure out that qualifying pace. He might be able to do something here. But nonetheless, top 4 are completely gone from the rest of the field. Adam Pelk, Fernando Rosario, Ridwan Hamza, and AJ Knickel, opposite order. AJ Knickel trying to gain whatever points he can in this race on Ridwan, but Ridwan trying to not let him get too far away. But this start really helped Fernando and Adam as it let them reel these guys back in. Didn't let them get too far away while they were battling with people like Riker and Gabe and all them. So it's really going to help these guys, especially Fernando, who looks like he's got the pace to stay with them and maybe even battle for this win. But Svein Robichad wasn't able to take advantage of that. He might have had a little trouble in the first corner again, because he is pretty far behind. Looks like Marcus Snow made a move on Jamal Stallings to go up into P10. Jamal also might have made a mistake. Jeez, I'm talking a little bit too fast for my mouth. Riker Lummel starting to pull away from Gabe Cazzola after Gabe had that little bit of a mistake entering the Nordschleife part of the racetrack, exiting the GP, however you like to say. Adam's starting to lose a little bit of time at the top 3. He's quick, but these 3 are just on a whole nother level. Pretty sure I think it's, yeah, top 3 in the championship. So Adam P5 obviously, so for your top 5 in the championship right here. So Fernando tries to stay with the 2, pulled away before the reset. So again, this also helps with tire conserving. Like, you could probably go to maybe 2 to go until you have to put on the mediums. It'll be interesting to see how the strategy is. Really long tracks, so the softs are a lot more durable than other tracks. We'll see how the tire saving is, how the fuel saving is, if you're able to, how far you're able to go on these softs. It's top 4 all on softs, so see if what lap they all pit on. Adam actually significantly worse tires than the rest of these guys. Ridwan a little bit better than AJ, and Fernando just about the same as Ridwan. Nonetheless, these guys all under a blanket. It's just so close between these top 3. And Adam, he hasn't really gotten too far back. So yeah, go back up to AJ Knickel here. He's ran a really good race so far. He's got enough straightaway speed to where even with these good runs off the corner Ridwan is getting, he just can't really do anything with him. He's not able to do much. AJ, once again, straight line speed helps him out, covers off Ridwan, able to disrupt him from making a move. So they're on a pretty long straightaway they're going to have here. I don't think you're going to let off for the slight bend. So another chance for Ridwan to try and get around AJ Knickel. He's going to dart to his right-hand side. Not going to happen, though. He slots back in line as Fernando's lost time to these 2 as these 2 start to battle. Oh, that's not ideal. All right, there we go. Ridwan still slotted in behind, can't find a way past Knickel. Looks to his right-hand side once again, but it's not going to happen. Had to let off because of the dirty air and lost that time that he had gained. It's just the straight line speed is so massive. Ridwan off into the grass, it looked like. Thankfully, it was on a straighter part of the track, so it didn't hurt him too much. But that was a big moment. Thought he might hit the wall there for a second. Could have been championship changing. On top of the concrete. Might have made a little contact with your leader, Knickel. AJ got a little bit above it. Couldn't stay on the banking. The top 2 is trying to pull away from Fernando. Ridwan has gained all that time he lost from going off the track just a tiny bit. Once again, going to try and chase him down and try and make some sort of a pass. They're coming closer to the straight line, huge straight part of the track, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that. AJ, he's so good through these straight parts with that straight line speed that Ridwan isn't able to get close to him. Back to the P6 position. Lucas taking that away from Gabe Cazzola, who's fallen back to 7th, but behind him he's got no worry out back. Looks like Jonathan Jurgensmeyer made a mistake, fell back to P11. Ferrio P8, so Gabe, all he's got to worry about is what's in front of him, P6. We'll go back. These guys got about 3-4 more corners until they hit the straight. See if AJ can once again use that straight line speed to cover off Ridwan, disrupt him from making any pass for this lead. So they've got 3 more corners now. I guess it's 4. 4 more corners, we'll call it. Fernando now back onto the rear wing of Ridwan, so 3 cars once again under a blanket. 1 more corner now, and here we go. Can Ridwan make a move for this lead? It'll be our first lead change of the race. Well, he might have changed, or he might have got to the lead a little bit, but first complete pass. Can he clear him down the straightaway is the question. As he gets ever closer, goes to the left-hand side of AJ Knickel. Can he make it happen? Side by side down the straight. AJ trying to pull ahead with the straight line speed. Starts gaining now that Ridwan is out of the slipstream. It looks like he's going to be able to cover him off once again. Ridwan severely lacking straight line speed. Looks to his right hand side this time. Gonna have the preferred line for a second, but it's not going to happen. AJ Knickel covers him off once again. So Ridwan now tries to get a good exit. Maybe try a late braking move up here into the first corner as we completed our 2nd lap of this event. 6 laps to go, 6 very long laps, 8-minute laps. So will Ridwan late on the brakes? He will. Looks to the inside, thinks better of it. He's gonna try and get a little bit technical here, try and find a way past that way. Through all that, Fernando was actually losing time. He's a 2.5 back from P2 now. So Ridwan, man, he's gonna have to hope for his mistake out of Knickel here. I don't think he's gonna be able to get it any other way. It's gonna be a real struggle for him to get this lead away from Knickel, because AJ isn't gonna give it very nicely. He's gonna scratch and claw for it. George leaves the lobby. He'll finish P. Oh wow, DIVEBOMB also. No. I don't know who else we lost. We lost someone else though, didn't we? We lost 3. Yeah, we lost Aiden McCarthy, who was P15, but I'm not sure who was P14. But Orfanio, I don't know, man. I'm still sorry if I'm butchering that, but he is your 13th place finisher. Ridwan got into the back of Knickel there. I think Ridwan gave it back to him though. Notice that he punted AJ off the track there. Didn't want to pass him like that, but that helps Fernando reel them back in. That mistake from Ridwan getting into the back of Knickel there, as what used to be the chicane in our qualifying session to go through, now entering the Nordschleife part of the racetrack. Once again, we're gonna have to see if Ridwan can just get through these corners better than Knickel. It's really gonna be his only way to get past. After that, he's just gonna have to try and gap Knickel as he looks to the outside. Knickel might have cut him off there. Didn't give him any room to work with. Now Fernando and Ridwan side by side. Ridwan put him into the grass, and Fernando's gonna lose all the time he had gained on Ridwan, and that's gonna put him out of contention for this win, I think, because I just don't know if he'll be able to gain all that time back. But Ridwan now a 2nd back from Knickel. He'll have to gain that time back as well, but I assume he will be able to do that as we accidentally go back to DIVEBOMB. But a really big mistake from Ridwan there. Cost Fernando a lot of time, put him in the guardrail. That's going to let Adam Polk see a little bit of hope for that final podium spot. But his softs are positively gone. So he's going to have to figure out his tire wear issues and then try and go back for that podium spot. But back into the front, Ridwan has cut that gap in half. Now within less than half, actually. It's 2/10 now. Huge run up to Knickel, but I don't think he's going to be able to find a way past. Took a peek to the right-hand side, but nothing major. So racing really hard. Knickel gives him the right-hand side. Once again, there will be side by side. Ridwan is not going to have the preferred lane for a minute, though. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just not going to work there. Ridwan couldn't get past Knickel. Great defending from AJ Knickel. He would have had the preferred line too, even if they stayed side by side. So I don't think Ridwan was going to be able to make that move. He'll just have to use the slipstream once again to his advantage and try and find a way past the Canadian. I'm just not sure if it's going to be able to happen here. It is incredibly hard to pass. So we'll see. It's back to 4/10. Was side by side, but 4/10 now. Really loose off of that corner was Ridwan. He lost about 2/10 from that. Soft starting to give out. He's got better tires than AJ, but still not a lot of grip left. Ridwan gonna look to the right hand side for a second. Thinks better of it. Not a passing opportunity there. Tries to get a little bit of a diamond going in that corner. Doesn't work. He might have just fought some understeer there as he lost a lot of time through there. I don't think that was intentional. Now a second back, so he's gonna have to work on it here through these next few corners or re-catch AJ Knickel. But once again, slipstream will be his friend. As you can see, Fernando Rosario in the background slowly regaining all the time he lost due to being put in the guardrail by Ridwan. Ridwan got the gap down back to 7/10, but that's not enough to be within striking distance of a move. Maybe he might think laying back until that straightaway is a good idea. Try to get a huge run because he's been within 2-3 tenths every time and it hasn't worked. So maybe more like 5, 6, 7 tenths. Maybe that'll help him. Not really sure what else he can do here. It's going to be a big struggle to get that podium spot. Or top spot, sorry. Top of the podium. That's what I was going for. He's right back up to the rear wing of Knickel. Down onto the baking they go. Ridwan looks like he's got a lot more grip than Knickel does on that banking. Coming into the final section before the big straight. Great passing opportunity for Ridwan. See if he can make anything of it. I'd like to check the other battles, but these guys are just, they're so close, so all over each other at all times that I don't want to miss the pass for the lead, and then we might not get another one if Ridwan is able to pull away if he does pass Knickel. But he's just, he might have to lean off of him just a little bit. Give him a little bit of time to gain the slipstream and pass Knickel. Knickel had a really bad exit there. Looks to the right-hand side of Knickel. Goes off into the grass a little bit. Able to come back on. But Ridwan's going to make the pass for the lead on Knickel. Covers him off and clears him. Ridwan to the lead. First pass of the race for the lead. Great move by Ridwan. AJ got a bad exit there and took it from AJ, but now we'll see just how good AJ's straight line speed is here. He's got a few more corners until the big straight. Ridwan gonna try and hopefully maybe get out of the slipstream or something. AJ 1.1 seconds back. Fernando now all over his bumper. He's really used up those soft tires compared to Ridwan and even Fernando. Fernando has actually saved his tires quite a bit. 1.5 seconds back. Shows you just how much AJ is depending on that straight line speed. Looks like he's got a lot more than Ridwan as he starts to gain time. It's not really going to be enough though. He's not within slipstream distance. 1.6 seconds back. He's going to get a lot more time back at the end of the straightaway. He's going just a little bit quicker than Ridwan, about 2 miles per hour quicker. That's not going to be enough. We'll see if Fernando pushes him. It looks like he did. We gave AJ a push there to try and gain some more time on Ridwan, but I'm not sure if that's going to help as much as he hopes. got the gap down to 1 second. So now AJ Knickel is gonna have to play Chase the Rabbit, the game Ridwan's been playing this entire race. It's just, I just don't think he's got the downforce under him to do that. To complete the fourth lap of the, wait, yeah, third, I'm just talking, sorry. Third lap of the race, I'm pretty sure that was. Yeah, I don't know why I even questioned myself there. Adam Pelk makes the first pit stop of the race, it seems like, or at least the first one that I've seen. He'll take on the medium tires. He's gonna have to save those a lot better though than he did with those softs. And he drove those softs into the ground. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer got back up to P8. Stefan Robichaud not far behind P9. Gabe Gazzola is still on the back of Luke Allen. He's going to try and reel him back in. AJ Knickel, as the game glitches out and tells me that they're driving on grass. As he got the gap down to, or kept the gap at 1.3, and now it's starting to get out of hand. 2 seconds almost now, 1.8. He's going to have to find some pace here if he wants to stay with Ridwan through the more technical part of the track. It's going to be a struggle for him. This is the best sector of the race too, a 10th better than usual. Ridwan, he's just second quicker than AJ's fastest lap. At least a second, I should say. But now 2 seconds back as they enter the Nordschleife part of the track. Yeah, I think Ridwan's got this now. He just had to get out of the slipstream of Knickel, and I had a feeling he would be gone. Fernando Rosario does a little bit of a half spin there, and he's going to lose a boatload of time to Knickel there. He'll keep P3 as Adam Pelk hit, but I'm not sure if he'll have it after he makes his pit stop. It's going to be unfortunate mistake for him. Now he'll have to battle with Adam Pelk for that final podium spot as he was looking for P2 on A. Knickel as Knickel goes off the racetrack. That one I know wasn't like. You could see his car start to slide. As Knickel now 3.5 seconds behind Ridwan. Ridwan, he's just got that cornering speed that Knickel doesn't have. Knickel just doesn't have the downforce that he'd like on this race car. Just a lot better on the straight line speed than he is the corner speed. Maybe something to look at for future races. It was the same way at Spa. He would get the lead down the big straight after Arouge and just lose it entering the chicane, or exiting the chicane. Every single time, basically. It was really unfortunate for him, but he would have maybe even came out with the win still if he had not had to save fuel so dramatically and then run out of fuel even at the end still. So, like I said, downforce may be something to look at for future weeks. But Ridwan's starting to pull away, got the gap up to 4.5 now. We'll go back through the field, see if we can find a battle. Gabe Gazzola has lost track of Luke Allen now 2, maybe 3 seconds back. Adam Pelk slotted back into P7 after his pit stop, 44 seconds off the lead. We'll see how close he can get after the top 3 decide to pit. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer P8. I'm sure most of these guys still have pit stops to make. Jamal Stallings looks like he decided to start on medium, so he'll be going a lot longer. Same with Marcus Snow, unless he made his pit stop already. He could have made his pit stop already as they go side by side. See if Marcus can complete this pass for the next corner. He'll have to relent that position. Gives it back to Jamal Stallings. Dylan Baum, about 3 minutes back from the nearest race car. Dylan, this is a season to forget for him. He just hasn't meshed with this car very well. Doesn't like it at all. 7.5 seconds now is the gap from P1 to P2. It's Ridwan looking to further extend his championship lead as AJ's softs start to give out. Looks like he'll have to most likely come in this time. Riker Lummel, one of the drivers who also elected to start on mediums. He'll have a few more laps until he dives in for the softs. And hopefully he's able to gain some time. Oh, Riker off into the grass there. Just as I was about to switch off to him. Doesn't make too hard of contact though, shouldn't affect him too bad. It's back up to Fernando, who tries to chase down AJ Knickel for P2. Looks like he had some pretty solid straight line speed, so he might be able to catch and pass AJ even without the straight line. Not straight line. Yeah, even without the straight line speed. Jamal Stallings there, another driver who has left the lobby, so right now DIVEBomb kind of just collecting positions off of, I know there's a word for that, but I can't think of it right now. Attrition, there you go. That's the word I was looking for, attrition. Gaining spots off of attrition. It's AJ Knickel now a whole 10 seconds behind our leader, Rick One. So he kind of just limping it back to the pits at this point to get back on, or to get onto those mediums, as Fernando has gained a lot of time on the Canadian. AJ off into the grass there even. It looks like he's just struggling really, really bad now as they go into the banked part of the racetrack. Fernando all over the rear wing of Knickel. So, come into the final section before the long straightaway. See if Fernando bides his time to make his move there, or if he sees an opening before that. Had as great of a corner as AJ Knickel, but he had a better line through that one. So didn't lose much. Looks like Knickel picked the pace back up a little bit. Fernando's tires also aren't looking too swell. He also is struggling in the rear tire compartment. What that sound was. That was weird. Rosario still trying to find a way around Knickel before the straightaway. Knickel made a little bit of a mistake there. Not enough for Fernando to find a way past though. Roby Chad, if you look on the left-hand side, got past Jonathan Jurgen from PA, but we're going to stay with this battle for right now. Oh, Knickel with a huge moment off of that corner. He was able to save it, but lost P2 in the process. Got into the grass there while turning and almost spun himself around again. But he'll lose P2 and lose a lot of time with it. He'll fall back to P3 a second and a half, and gaining is Fernando. Huge moment for Knickel. Thought he was going around into the guardrail, but he was able to save it. Was that our leader that just went around? It was Ridwan with a mistake. He went around. I'm not sure if he's got he does. He's got massive damage. We'll see if that affects him at all. But you can see he's got pretty big damage to the rear and front. We'll see how bad that affects him. He lost about 10 seconds of time there, and that opens the door for Fernando Rosario to maybe steal this win away from Ridwan. AJ Knickel also licking his lips to see if he can take it. I'm not sure how the damage works in this game, but if that stays until he pits, he might be in some trouble here. Just trying to see if that left front is hurt or not. You can't really see it. Yeah, it doesn't really show if he's got damage visually, but you could just see it. We switched to Ridwan there for a second as he was about to come onto the straight. He went around, hit the wall pretty hard. He's gonna dive down pit road now. Fernando gonna follow him. Knickel gonna follow him. Your top three in the running order and in the point standings all come down pit road. Luke Allen, you can see 7 seconds behind Riker, but he's in distance of the camera there, so maybe Luke trying to reel in Riker here for P4. That's a massive turn of events for this race. So we'll go back to Ridwan, see if he loses time, see if he has to fix that damage in pit road. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with how damage works in this game, unfortunately, so I can't really tell you. He'll go to the mediums though, obviously. So Fernando will also come out. Everybody filled their cars up, I assume. See where Adam comes out compared to these guys. He's on the front straightaway, but these guys are already in turn one. Adam hasn't hit it yet, so he's not going to gain any positions. He'll gain time, I think, obviously. Maybe he might have even... I'm not sure if he did gain time, but Adam's still P4. P5, P6, P7 all decide to pit as well. Ruby Chad still hasn't gotten to the pit lane. We'll see if he might have... I don't know if he's just conserved his tires really well, if he already decided to come down pit lane, but he's going to jump all these guys if he did make that pit stop. Lag. Alright, Ricker Lumbo coming out of the pit lane, P5. Luke Allen, he's going to try and fend off Roby Chad here. He's also on the soft tire. Just not sure if that's... He started on the mediums. I'd have to go back and stream a look at that. Not 100% sure, but RB Chad right on the back of him for P7. Gabe Cazola, P8. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer decided to come down for a pit stop here. He's in P9. Marcus Snow, P10. He'll have to make another pit stop. Don't think he'll have enough fuel to make it to the end. That's about it. Dylan Baum, not really going to worry about him. He's unfortunately not going to have much of a chance at this. It looks like Ridwan's alright. He's gained 2 seconds back from that little excursion he had there. Not completely sure what happened to him. Yeah, we'll have to, hopefully he's on the podium so we can ask him about that incident as the lights come on. We're getting into the darkness now. So we're already halfway through this race. Still halfway to go though. 4 full laps here at the Nurburgring. 8-minute laps. So you still got about a half an hour here to wrestle your race car around this racetrack. As you see the lag making me think that he wrecked once again. He's starting to pull that gap back up on Fernando, yeah, so should be alright. Shouldn't have any lasting effects to his race car, hopefully, so he'll be able to pull that gap back out and take this win away from anybody who thought they had a chance there for a second. Top 4, all within 15 seconds, which is pretty good considering 5th place is 34 seconds back. One of last week's podium finishers, record level P3 finisher on the podium, P5. P2 and P3 in that race, or P4 and P5 respectfully. Pretty good results from them too. Like I said, Adam, he's just had some stellar race pace this season. It's actually up on his lap time right now. It says it's best sector of everyone, so we'll see how that is at the end of this lap. It's Fernando just trying to see if he can reel in Ridwan Amza here. It's going to be a tough ask, but something that needs to be done if he wants any chance of this race. He's 7 seconds back now of Ridwan. He's gonna have to start gaining some time here. Probably about 2 seconds a lap. About 3.5 laps remaining at this point. About halfway through a lap. So we get the 4-minute mark on the lap timer, but I guess I have to talk about, I guess it was also including the pit time, so still got a little bit left until we hit about halfway in this lap. So it's gotten really dark now. Can't see much besides the headlights. That's all you need. As long as the track is lit for the drivers, it doesn't really matter. P6, Luke Allen still being pressured by Spain Robichad in P7. Got spun around in the first lap, did Robichad. He's trying to gain all that time back that he lost. Ooh, Luke Allen really widened that corner. Left the door open there for a second, but Robichad wasn't able to take advantage. Really loose off of that corner. So these two, really the only cars really near each other. Everyone else just pretty big gaps. Those two, and then AJ and Fernando probably the next closest on track. It's just not a lot to talk about with after the Ridwan mistake there. Really just gonna have to see how drivers fare in the nighttime compared to the daytime. Failed to mention that in the pre-race. Probably should have said something during qualifying. That this race does have pretty big time progression. I think we'll get through an entire night cycle. So we'll see if it's any different in the night for any of these drivers compared to the day. I assume it would be, but you never know. Back up here, Ridwan's got his lead out to 10 seconds. Really He doesn't need another scare like that again. He's just got to calm down, not drive it too hard. I mean, with a 10-second lead, you can lose like 3 seconds a lap and you'd still be fine basically at this point. Just have to calm down and drive smart, drive level-headed, and you'll take a 5th straight win in a race week or day, race night. I don't know. I keep on wanting to call it race week. I guess I could call it race weekend if I really wanted to, but yeah. Anyway, trying to see if we have any battles. Luke Allen did get passed by Spain Orbichat, so the one battle on track I missed, of course. Nice Fox Syndrome I got there. P6 right now, Stefan. So he tries now to see if he can chase down P5 Riker Lummel. Those softs, though, starting to wear out. He's going to have to pit one more time, and I'm assuming he'll fall back to P8. So Gabe and Luke will take back those positions, but he might just be able to go crazy after that. He might even pit this lap, honestly. It'll be next lap or this. Then the next 2 laps will be down pit road. But looks like AJ Knickel made a mistake because he's now 9 seconds back from Rosario. Ridwan Oso only 8 seconds ahead of Rosario, so Rosario might have just picked up the pace. AJ Knickel, like I said, has been struggling with downforce. Doesn't look like he's got the cornering speed he wants. Just watching AJ drive this track through the night. Not a lot of battles on the racetrack. It's only one that did happen was Robichad and Luke, P6. So that's about it though. It's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, P10, 4 minutes ahead of P11, and 22 seconds back of Marcus Snow. Marcus Snow 40 seconds back of Gazzola. Gazzola 20 seconds back of Luke Allen. Luke Allen about 4 back from Robichad. Robichad 12 from Lummel. Lummel 17 back of Pelk, and then Pelk 8 seconds back of Knickel, who is 10 seconds back of Fernando, and then Fernando is 8 seconds back of your leader, Ridwan Hamza, who goes into the first set of corners now. So he completes the 6th lap of the race, right? Yeah, 6. 2 laps to go. Or starts the 6th lap. Starts the 6th lap. 3 to go. I don't know how to count. So like I said, he can, at this point, he can only lose about 2 seconds a lap. Well, 2.5, maybe. But, that's about it. Adam Pelk has decided to come back down pit road, so he'll give up P4 to presumably put on another set of softs and hopefully gain all that time back that he's going to lose here. Riker Lummel's going to take P4 away. Let's see if Robichad also decides to come down pit road this time. He'll have to, even if he could make it on those softs, he'd have to pit for fuel. He will. So Robichad will come down pit lane for presumably another pair of softs. Hopefully gain back the time that he will lose, because he'll lose a position to Luke Allen and then one to Gabe Cazzola. I think, oh man, he might not lose a position to Gabe Cazzola. It looks like Gabe has lost a lot more time on this lap. Gabe, I assume, just knows that Stefan would probably pass him back even if he did, so he's just taking it easy at this point. There's not going to be a safety car in this race, so especially now with 3 to go. So he's just taking his time. Back up front. Ridwan the gap's down to 6 seconds. Not sure if he's having tire issues, fuel issues. It looks like it might be tire issues because he's used up his tires a considerable amount more than Rosario's. Fidel Fabian was the other guy. That's who it was who had left the lobby. I think Fidel was our 14th place finisher in between Aiden McCarthy and George Onferio, who finished 13th, and the 12th was Jamal Stallings. Yeah, that's who it was. Unless something catastrophic happens or someone else leaves, I think DIVEBOMB is going to round out your finishing race cars in P11. But this is going to be interesting. Ridwan, lost a lot of time, about 4 seconds to our P2 runner, Fernando Rosario. So we'll see if he loses much more. Really interesting to see. 6.3 seconds back right now is Ridwan. Just putting in his best sector of the race, though, so maybe it's just a smoke screen. Maybe he's just playing with him at this point. But his left front is quite worn. So we'll see. Just listening to these sounds of Erdwan hums that go around this racetrack. He's only lost about 2/10 since I started talking about that gap. As he goes off into the grass, that's a mistake there that he doesn't want to make. He doesn't want to touch the grass at all. That could spell disaster for him. He's going to lose a lot more than 2/10 he had gained through that. This gap's now down to 5.9 between the top two. 5.7, 5.6, 5.5. Man, Fernando is starting to put down some fast laps here. I guess I can't say fast corners. I don't know. Can't really say laps. Just put some down some fast corners. That's what I'm gonna say. This AJ Nickel rides in P3, really in no man's land. He's not in danger of losing the final podium spot or gaining P2 as he makes a big mistake. Got off into the grass. Not sure what happened there, man. He touched the grass with his left rear and it sent him into the right-hand side guardrail. He's going to lose a lot of time to Riker Lummel because of that mistake. But not enough for Riker to take that podium spot away. It's back up here. Rosario still 5.5 back now. Was down to 5.4 for our second. Back up to our leader. The last section before the long straightaway. Oh, no, he's not. Wait, I'm blind. That's DIVEBOMB who's in that. I saw. Looking at the track map and thought, well, got the gap back up to 6 seconds though. So good stuff from Erdwan. He's gained his 5/10 back that he lost with that mistake. See if he can keep gaining time. Oh, Erdwan off into the guardrail. I'm not really sure what happened there. It looked like he just missed the corner, but he's gonna lose 2 seconds from that mistake. Here, we'll look back on the broadcast. Yeah, he just missed the corner, misjudged his braking spot, and lost 2 seconds there. So like I said, the nighttime may be affecting the sight of these drivers a little more than we thought. Erdwan, the notification won't go. I need to turn this off next week. Sorry for the big black box that appears in the left-hand corner soon. It's my mistake, but gap down to 4.8 now. So Fernando Rosario licking his chops, man. He might have a shot at this thing. Erdwan trying to regain all the time he lost there from that mistake. 5 seconds now. It's the gap. So Erdwan now back under 5 seconds is the gap from P1 to P2. And then 22 seconds back as AJ Nichols lost about 7 seconds to Riker Lummel. Alright, it's technical. Alright, jeez. Alright. back to the race. Fernando Rosario has gained a lot of time on Ridwan. He's actually up to the back bumper of Ridwan within 3/10 now. It's about to be. So Ridwan, he's probably feeling the pressure at this point. He's going to have to fend off Fernando Rosario with significantly more worn front tires. Left rear is about the same on both of the race cars, but the front tires of Ridwan are completely gone, as these two now all over each other. Fernando Rosario trying to take the lead away from Ridwan. Ridwan thought he had this race locked up, made a mistake there, damaged his race car, lost 10 seconds of a 15-second gap. And now Fernando Rosario has gained the rest of that time in as we hit 2 laps to go. 16 more minutes for these guys. About 16 and a half, I should say, for Fernando Rosario to try and get past Ridwan Hamza. Ridwan starts to gain the time a little more. It's a little bit of lag there. It's Ridwan still in P1. Still holding off Fernando Rosario. AJ Knickel has had to make a pit stop. Not sure what happened there. But so is Riker. Looks like they might have misfueled the race cars maybe. Maybe it just, nobody has enough fuel. I'm not really sure. But Knickel's going to go back to softs. Adam Pelk takes P3 away. Oh no, maybe he doesn't. Actually, Adam and him are going to be side by side entering the first corner. AJ going to try and be late on the brakes. Takes back P3. Keeps it in his grasp. And he pulls back away from Adam Pelk. So AJ and Adam now going to battle for that final podium spot. AJ on the much quicker soft tires should be able to pull from Adam, as long as the downforce issue isn't too big. Ridwan has lost the lead while we were watching pit stops there. Fernando Rosario took the lead, and Ridwan has a 5/10 penalty, and that's going to hurt him a lot more here than basically anywhere else, is that huge straightaway. He's going to lose all his speed for that. I'm not sure if he'll be able to reel in Rosario now. I think that streak of Ridwan's is about to come to an end unless a mistake from Rosario happens. 55 seconds ahead of any other car though, so Ridwan still going to have the lead of the championship, still going to gain points on Knickel, but he's not going to continue his streak of wins here. Ridwan trying to lay down fast laps to catch Fernando once again, but I don't think it's gonna happen. That 5/10 penalty is gonna hurt him a lot too, and the soft tires are just a lot more gone on his race car than Rosario's. Rosario with a masterful drive here to reel in Ridwan. Just really good stuff from Rosario as he keeps on holding that 8/10 gap that he has. He actually set the fastest lap of the race by a lot. 18.43. Flyer from Rosario. Great lap from him. As excluding the first lap, that's way quicker than any of Ridwan's times. 3 seconds quicker than any of his times. So yeah, he's 6 seconds better than any of AJ's times. Just a great lap from him. He's putting down purple sectors on this lap as well. Ridwan has kept the gap honest, back to within 5/10 as he tries to desperately reel in Rosario. I'm sure he'll try a move here if he's within enough. They still got a long time before that straightaway where Ridwan is going to have to serve that penalty. We'll see if he has to serve it this or next lap. I'm not exactly sure when he will. Soft tires keep on falling for him. It's about halfway through here. 1.5 laps to go. Ridwan within 6/10 now. So he tries to keep the gap between him and Rosario. As once again I was stealing something, Ridwan has now went side by side with Rosario, and Ridwan retakes the lead here. So now with a looming penalty serve that he'll have to obviously serve on the straightaway, see if he can keep the top spot. He'll have to probably get it to over a second, the gap, if he wants to keep it. But Ridwan showing that he's still got some pace in these soft tires. But I think they're going to be positively gone by the end of the next lap. He's still got a long ways to go in this race. Still 10 minutes left in this race. He's going to have to find something. So Ridwan gap to 5/10. I'm sure he wishes he could just slow down manually at this point. Doesn't want to give up that 5/10 on a straightaway, where it's going to be a lot worse than the corners. Ridwan just cut through the grass there. I'm sure that'll give him another penalty. Missed the corner completely. Not sure what happened there. We have transitioned back into the daytime while all this has happened. Early morning hours, Ridwan with a huge off. Thankfully didn't lose the lead, didn't hit a guardrail, just straight off in that grass. Really, it seems that he's struggling with that traction. Looked like he had gotten back at it there for a while, but back to reality, it looks like he gains the time back out a little more on Rosario. He had the gap up to about a second too. That's what's the most frustrating for him. 3 seconds up on his fastest lap of 15 right now. Would be his time at the line. He's got the gap to 5/10 still. He's gonna need a lot more before the straightaway. I don't think he's gonna be able to gain that much time. He's running low on fuel too, so we'll see about that too. It's a blinking red fuel as they are about to come onto the straight. They've got about 3 more corners until they hit the straight. I think both of these guys are gonna have to pit one more time for fuel. AJ Knickel back there still fending off Adam Pope for the final podium spot. As we'll see here, coming onto the straightaway, Ridwan will be able to, or will be forced to serve this penalty. He is 100% going to be behind Fernando Rosario. The question is how far behind. As he hits the line, slowing down, Rosario dives to the left-hand side, takes the lead away once again. And now we'll see if Ridwan is not going to be able to make it to the end on this fuel. He's going to have to pit this time. I just noticed that out of the corner of my eye. Same with Fernando, so they're both going to have to come down pit road. They've got the gap to cover these guys off. It's Ridwan. Lost about a second in total on that slowdown. Thankfully, he's going to be able to use the slipstream here to gain some of that back. So now Rosario. Out of this corner, we're going to see both of these guys presumably dive down pit road. Coming to the final lap, both of them on pit road. Back here, AJ Knickel, he's covered off Adam Poke by about 5 seconds. He's going to be able to, I think, take this final podium spot pretty easily for him. So not exactly what he wanted in this day, but I'm sure he'll take it. We'll see how much fuel these guys put in the race car. Ridwan's gonna have to put in more than Fernando too. Fernando, 41 is his number. Ridwan goes 35, and they're both on mediums. Ridwan actually came out about it inside of Rosario, but he'll give that back. Both on medium tires. So new mediums, enough fuel to hopefully get to the end. I don't think they would have underfueled it. Ridwan, it's about 6 liters it looked like under Rosario, so he went a little more on the aggressive side to try and gain some time back. He's about 5/10 now back of Fernando Rosario. But as we've seen, if he's got those new tires, he might be able to do something here on Rosario in the more technical part of the track. I'm sure he'll hope to get it done before that, but if he has to, he'll do it. Ridwan may be able to pull this one out after all. Without the pit stop, I don't know if he would have been able to do it. But this pit stop might save him here. Rosario trying with all of his might to pull away from Ridwan, but not able to do it so far. Gap within 5/10. Ridwan sliding through that corner, loses about 1/10.5. It's down into the Nordschleife section. Guys all over each other, man. 2/10 now. The gap within 2/10 even. Ridwan all over the back of Rosario. Obviously has the superior pace here. Just can't he find a way to get by him? Ridwan gap back up to 6/10 now. He's got some straights coming up. Specifically here, he's got a straight that he'll be able to gain some time. Got a slight braking, maybe just a little bit off the throttle, even probably be sufficient. Yeah, off the throttle for just a tiny bit, not too much. He's gonna reel in Rosario a lot here, maybe even try and make a move into this hairpin. I don't think he's gonna be able to get there in time though. He keeps gaining time, gonna look to the right hand side of Rosario. Rosario covers that off. Looks to the right hand side again, not gonna happen, thinks better of it, slots back in line. It might come down to the final straight, man. It's gonna be really close. Ridwan's gonna have some more straights though, he's gonna have some more technical corners that he'll be able to send dive bombs up. We'll see though. As Ridwan and Rosario continue to battle Ridwan all over the back of Rosario. It's really close. Gap down to 5/10 now. Ridwan, P1 got to the grass. Fernando Rosario got to the grass off of that corner. Wasn't really sure if that was a lag glitch or something, but 100% was off into the grass. Ridwan takes the lead back. So Rosario with the mistake loses P1 and he'll fall back into P2, and now he's gonna play chaser. He'll have straightaways to try and get it back though. Not sure what that was all about. He just, little bit of a mistake there, dipped his rear tire into the grass. But now he'll have to try and chase down Ridwan. Basically one of the best parts of the track for him. I mean, basically all this section, as long as it's not a straightaway, is Ridwan's part of the track. So Ridwan just gonna try and pull away, get out of the slipstream. Complete the streak of 5 wins in a row on these nights. He's won at least one race every night. Won the endurance race, swept all the features so far in our feature sprint races. Sprint feature races. Jeez, wow, that was unfortunate. 1.2 seconds is our gap here. There's Rosario. Still trying to gain any time he can down the straightaway. He's gonna have a long straight to try and sniff whatever slipstream he can. It's just a struggle for him right now. .2 seconds now is the gap. Ridwan might have made a tiny little mistake there. Gap down to a second now even. Gaining a little bit more time as now they get into more braking, cornering sections. No straightaways, no just holding your foot to the pedal. See who has the straight line speed. Bank section now. See how good Rosario is through here compared to Ridwan. Looks like it was about the same through there. Maybe a little bit more to Ridwan's favor. Gained a lot of time on exit. Really good section from Ridwan there. Gained 2/10 in that section. Might even come up to a lap car here. See if that lap car gets out of the way. Doesn't affect affect this race. Yeah, yellow flag. Hopefully that lap car isn't in the way as they get up here. Ridwan, not sure if that was a lag or actually just him in the grass. So he's starting to extend his gap over Rosario here. .7 now. He comes into the final few sections before the straight, and if he can get to the straight with about this gap, it's over. As Rosario's made a mistake. Rosario's went around. It was 1.7, but now it's 12 seconds as Rosario looks like he was pushing a little bit too hard and unfortunately made a mistake, went off into the guardrail. Knickel too far back to make anything of it. It's about 30 seconds back still of Rosario, so unfortunate for Rosario. Ran a really, really great race. Made Ridwan sweat for it, but I mean, who knows? Ridwan, his fuel blinking red. We'll see if that plays any part in this. I'm sure now he'll just go max fuel save even if it is, though. We'll see here. As he comes onto the straight. Final time down the straightaway. This 8-lap race. Ridwan has led most of them. Put in a really great effort here. Had to get around Knickel. Took him a few laps to do that, but once he did, he gapped all of them. Made a mistake in the middle portion. Fernando caught him in a lot of time. Thought Fernando had the race in hand, but they had to pit on the last lap for fuel. And it looks like Ridwan's going to take home this victory after that. Ridwan, he's just so good on new tires. Nobody can really touch him. As you can see Rosario off in the distance, about 15 seconds back now. As he comes into the final section, final few set of corners, Ridwan, 3 straight feature wins to start off the season, 1 last week after adversity at Spa. After even more adversity here, he's going to come home with a win. Ridwan, after pitting on the last lap, is going to bring home the win at Nurburgring. Great race from him. Fernando Rosario, I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was him. He had a chance of the win, but he gave it his all. He'll come home P2. Oh, so blinking red with fuel. Great race from him. Really, really good stuff. AJ Knickel. I'm sure he'll probably be disappointed. I mean, at this point, anything that isn't ahead of Ridwan, he'll probably be not too happy about. He's going to lose a lot more championship points to this, but still, podium nonetheless is good for him. P3 for AJ Knickel. Adam Pelk, another stellar showing from Adam Pelk. P4 in this race, P3 or P2 last week. I'm telling you, that race pace, if he can just get a little more qualifying pace, he might be able to try and go for a win one of these nights. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, I thought the rear wing was missing. Riker Lummel, even with Stefan Robichad gaining as much time as he is, I think he's going to keep P5 just barely. Yeah, Robichad got it within a second, but Riker Lummel, P5, Robichad P6. Robichad with a great comeback after pitting a couple of times there. Luke Allen, P7. He's struggled this season, so I'm sure he'll be okay with this. Solid P7 for him. Gabe Cazzola, 2 minutes back of Luke Allen, but he's gonna also be pretty okay with this result. Oh, wow, okay, dropped my controller. That was unfortunate. Gabe Cazzola, P8 as he's off into the sand. Well, if he's not careful, it won't be a P8. Marcus Snow isn't too far behind. Only 40 seconds, so still got a pretty long part of this track to go, though. Him, Marcus Snow, he's gonna round it out in P8. Marcus Snow, P9. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, P10. So, that's about it, though, for this race. Let's guys get around these final few corners. So all around again. Alright, like I said, not a lot to talk about now besides the great runs from the top two. I mean, Zero gave it his all. He really pressured him. So Gabe's just he's screwing around at this point. It's Marcus Snow. If I was him, I'd be going hard as hell right now. Try and reel as much time as he can to Gabe in case Gabe keeps on wrecking. But straight relay is pretty much gonna be it here. Stern just went around in the back. See, you're flipping Euro beats or something. I don't know what that is. Alright, there we go. Race ended. But nonetheless, 5 straight races in a row that Ridwan has won in at least one event. Swept our endurance races, swept all of our feature races. Great job by Ridwan Hamza to pull this race off. Looked a little shaky there, but nonetheless, great stuff from him. So we'll get our podium finishers in here. Patiently waiting for that. Let's make sure I'm still in the party. Yeah, alright. Alright, there's one. We'll see if the other two join for their interviews. There's Fernando, and then we'll get Ridwan hopefully in here.
He'll be here.
Alright, well, we'll just start off with Knickel then. What was I gonna ask? I had a question ready and then I forgot about it. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. Alright. So the straight line speed. We've noticed that you've had really good straight line speed here and Spa. But did you struggle with downforce at all through this race? Because it looked like you just didn't have the downforce through the more technical part of the tracks to stay ahead of Ridwan.
No. The issue with the car was that in the technical sections, was fuel saving because for some reason I get half a lap less mileage than anyone else. So, yeah, I was going slower in the apexes of the corners. That was when I was ahead of Ridwan, I was in like full fuel save mode. So him and Fernando both got by me when I was saving. So, yeah, from there it was just kind of my race unraveled because of mistakes at that point. I was pushing so much harder to try and catch back up to them, but yeah, didn't come and make that gap that I needed to pass them again, unfortunately.
Well, nonetheless, although you did lose championship points to Ridwan there, you still came out with a podium, so congrats on your P3.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, and then we'll go to Rosario. Rosario, I noticed you really started reeling in Ridwan there at the end. Take us through your point of view, reeling him in there with that 10-second gap that you just started chewing down. Alright, well, I mean, yeah, that's about what happened. I don't really have any other questions for you though. That's about it. Congrats on your P2. Really great race from you. All right, and then we'll go to Ridwan. Ridwan, you had about a 15-second lead before the pit stops there. What was that mistake? What caused you to go into the guardrail?
Nothing, just an incident. I just had tires that were gone, and I tried to attack the corner too fast for what the tires could handle, and I went off the track. I lost a lot of time. I did that a few times actually, especially in the dark, because I think my tires were cooler than what I'm used to. I like to have nice heated up tires, and I just couldn't hit my markers properly. I was missing corners. I had a really bad time in the night phase, but once it got back to day, I felt comfortable again, and yeah, I just focused on hunting down Fernando and slowly caught up to him again. When he made a mistake, I went past and didn't look back. So that's how.
Yeah. Noticed that race. Yeah, solid race from you. But notice the tire thing. A lot better on the newer tires than the old ones. But nonetheless, came out with a win. 5th straight race that you have won one of the 2 events, or just flat out won the endurance races. So congrats on that. And congrats on extending your points lead.
Thank you.
All right, and then that's about it for the 5th round of the Group 3 Masters season here at Nurburgring. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, DIVEBOMB, SimLeague Pro, James McAdams, AJ Nichols Design, and Burning Rubber Podcasts. And that's pretty much all we have here for the 5th round. I am Travis Van